All right, man. This the bad thing about this owner operator thing.
Mm.
You out here running without a contract, such as myself. You just working with a few brokers and playing the low board. You end up with weeks like this. This week, I know I'm not gonna hit my number. I usually like to get about 5 loads because I know I'm gonna hit my number. This week, I'm gonna end up with 4. Now, don't get me wrong. It was opportunity for me to get 5, 6, 7 loads, but the numbers ain't right. The rate's not right. So there's no need for me to do some shit just to be doing it. Like I sit my truck. I'll fucking sit. And if the numbers ain't right, believe me, I will fucking sit. So this week has been like that. I'm gonna end up with 4 loads. I missed my number by 1 load. Next week might be a little different. And I don't know. This week, fucking load board looks super goofy. Maybe because it's the end of the month. I don't know. But we got Thanksgiving about to come up, so like I run refrigerated loads. So turkey's about to jump a little bit. Little holiday freight about to jump, and then in my area, coming up in November, or maybe like the end of November through like April, May. Clementines, oranges, and mandarins and shit's real big over here coming up.
One thing you got to understand when you're owner operator, you have to be able to prepare for the ups and downs. People say get direct freight, but if you got to get direct freight, that means you're going to be running all the time. That means you have to have multiple types of trucks just in case one breaks down, you can get another one. But it's okay to do it the style that he's doing. Shout out to Yacht, but how he's doing it is he has brokers, but he understands his seasons. You can tell he understands what's coming up. You have to have a number and know what you're trying to get to every week. But the biggest thing about people who fail in owner operating is they spend their money. They may have one great week, but they're not thinking about the next week, and the next week can be total shit. So you really have to focus on when you are an owner operator is understanding your markets and understanding your number, understanding your CPM as well. But shout out to him though. Yacht is obviously a vet in the game, but also too, you have to put yourself in a position to say no. You have to put yourself in a position by sitting your truck. If the rates are low, you don't take it. If it's not what you want, you don't take it. But how do you put yourself in a position to not get those cheap freights and not have to feel like you have to take them? Save your money. Don't blow your money. Be smart with your money. A lot of truckers see this cash coming in, especially being an owner operator. You're going to see a lot of cash, but you're not thinking about your bills and you're not thinking about next week. You're thinking that this week is going to be as good as next week. That's where a lot of owner operators fail. They really think they're going to make all this money every single week of the year, and they're never going to lose money. Their truck is going to be working perfectly fine. All of that. You have to understand you're owner operator. You're a business. You have to prepare for the bad times. If you have your own truck, you have to understand that that truck will break down, no matter what. It will break down. So, do you have the money to pay for it, or are you going to put yourself deeper in the hole? Just because you may have a great week doesn't mean you go to the club, doesn't mean you buy stuff for your car, doesn't mean you buy new shiny wheels for your semi truck. No, you put that money up and prepare for next week. Get your savings up. I would definitely say if you're an owner operator, you should have at least $30,000 in savings in your pocket just in case. So you should definitely work up and to get that pot up. So now you good. Now, hey, if you want to splurge on yourself, that's cool. You got a nest egg. But you have to be smart with your money. A lot of people shouldn't be owner operators. A lot of people are, seeing the money, thinking about the money, but then they get the money. They don't know what to do with the money. Then they go broke. Then your truck gets taken or your truck gets, put out of service because you didn't maintain it. It's because you didn't fix this, you didn't fix that. You're skipping steps now. Now you're running a rat race, what a lot of truckers do run, especially as owner operators, is because they spend their money. You have to be so tight with your money and willing to save before you spend. This is why knowing your expenses on a personal side, knowing your CPM on your trucking side, you have to become more cognizant of your money spending. How am I spending my money? What is it going to? Is it going to things that help my business, or is it becoming a liability? Buying new shoes, buying all this, buying your girl stuff. Now you feeling like a baller, but now what happens the following week when your truck breaks down and you have no money? So you have to be very, very smart as an owner operator. I really feel that it's going to come a time where you're going to have to learn some things before you become an owner operator, you're not going to be able to just hop in because so many people fail. So many people try to do the lease purchase because they think, oh, I have to pay for the truck up front, but you still got a payment. Some people may buy a truck, say, okay, I paid it off cash. I don't have to worry about maintenance. There you go. You go out of business like that. So you're not thinking about the worst. As a business owner in any business, you're going to think about, if something happens bad, am I prepared for it? Whether that's your credit cards, whether that's you having cash, you have to figure it out. But I definitely feel like if you're an owner operator, especially in your first, say your first year of being an owner operator, you should definitely just be worrying about stacking your money. Put yourself in a position to where you don't go out of business first. A lot of people think about the money and get the money, but then, like I said, don't know what to do with the money. So you really have to think, and you really have to put yourself in a position to understanding your cost. Like I always tell everybody that I'm mentoring and I'm talking to, that's becoming an owner operator and working through my courses and all that, I say this every single time. When you become an owner operator, you become a business. Let me say it one more time. When you become an owner operator, when you get that LLC, you get that DOT number, you put it on your truck, you are a business. Whether that's a lease purchase, whether that's a regular owner operator, whether you bought, leased, rented the truck, you are still a business. So you have to think like a business. That's where a lot of truckers fail. Some of y'all got to be smart. Some of y'all got to understand the biggest fallacy you have in trucking and the biggest fallacy you have with being an owner operator. I get to be an owner operator, I can work less. The people that I mentor, the people that take my courses, the people that I'm helping out, I ask them, why are you an owner operator? If the first thing they say is, oh, I be able to control my schedule and I be able to work less, I immediately tell them, stay as a company driver. You have to work more as an owner operator than a company driver because it's your business. You're not just now getting paid just for your services. You have to pay for everything that's going on in that trucking company. So you have to be a hustler. This is why when I talk to a lot of guys in trucking, a lot of guys that used to be at prison and now they get into trucking, and they tell me this. They said, trucking is like the dope game, bro. All you got to do is hustle. All you got to be on your P's and Q's and do your thing, and you'll make a lot of money in trucking. And you got people come out of prison that's hungry. So if you ain't got that hunger to make money, then you're not going to win in trucking. You have to be a hustler. You have to go out there and get it. Because trucking can be very good, but really it's dependent on you. That's what I love about trucking. It's all about you. If you put in 100%, you're going to make 100%. If you put in 10%, you're going to make 10%. It's whatever you put into it. People try to say it's the brokers, it's this, it's that. If you own your job, bro, there's always going to be competition. But if you own your job and you work hard and you going, never stop making that money, nobody can't beat you. But the hustlers, those are the ones that win in trucking, bro. Those are the ones that's looking, they're like, you know what, I'm going to make this money. So you definitely have to understand, like, I'm going to make this money and I'm going to do my thing. Okay, so if you want to be successful in this industry, you have to have that hustler's mentality. If you don't have the hustler mentality in trucking, then just stay as a company driver.